In 2025, modern luxury homes are no longer defined by mere opulence. They're statements of creativity, sustainability, and vision. This new era of architecture blends breathtaking innovation with timeless elegance, creating spaces that not only captivate the eye but also awaken the imagination of what future living truly means. Modern luxury in architecture today moves beyond grand facades and extravagant interiors. It's about purposeful design, spaces that are intelligent, emotional, and alive. Every curve, texture, and material speaks to comfort, sophistication, and harmony with nature, creating an experience that's both deeply personal and universally inspiring. The architects leading 2025's luxury revolution are not just designers. They're storytellers shaping how we live. Their creations challenge conventions, merging artistry with cutting-edge technology. From sculptural silhouettes to adaptive living systems, their bold concepts define the evolution of beauty, sustainability, and modern identity in architecture. This year's defining aesthetic is minimalist grandeur. Clean lines, expansive forms, and natural materials are combined with bold architectural gestures. The result is a new kind of luxury, refined yet expressive, where less truly becomes more, and simplicity unveils its own spectacular drama through light, proportion, and rhythm. In 2025, facades have become architectural canvases. Dynamic materials such as kinetic glass panels, textured stone, and modular metal grids transform homes into living sculptures. These surfaces interact with sunlight and shadow, giving each residence a unique personality that evolves throughout the day and with every season. Luxury architecture today celebrates space as an emotional experience. High ceilings, floating staircases, and open-plan layouts evoke a sense of liberation and serenity. Through thoughtful spatial design, architects create a seamless flow that connects every part of the home, enhancing both functionality and poetic beauty. Modern luxury homes now blur the line between interior and exterior. Lush courtyards, vertical gardens, and water features breathe life into structures. Nature becomes an essential design element, softening geometry, enhancing air quality, and reconnecting residents with the earth in profoundly calming and meaningful ways. Sustainability is no longer optional. It's a hallmark of modern luxury. Architects embrace renewable materials, passive cooling, and solar integration to create self-sufficient ecosystems. These homes prove that environmental consciousness can coexist with breathtaking design, turning responsible living into a true mark of sophistication. Technology is elegantly woven into 2025 luxury homes. From voice-activated lighting and climate control to AI-assisted security and energy management, smart systems redefine convenience. Yet, the true genius lies in how seamlessly these innovations disappear into the design, enhancing life without overshadowing aesthetics. Stone, wood, and glass dominate modern luxury palettes, but their use is far from traditional. Architects now experiment with texture and layering, creating rich sensory environments. The tactile quality of materials, smooth marble, charred timber, brushed metal, evokes emotion and craftsmanship in every corner of the home. In modern luxury design, geometry becomes a language of art. Asymmetric lines, cantilevered volumes, and daring angles create compositions that defy gravity and expectation. These bold shapes don't just impress visually, they embody confidence, creativity, and a futuristic mindset that defines 2025 architecture. Transparency takes center stage as glass architecture evolves. Panoramic glazing, glass bridges, and curtain walls erase barriers between indoors and outdoors. Beyond beauty, these features invite natural light to dance through interiors, changing moods throughout the day and highlighting the home's organic connection to its surroundings. Lighting is now a cornerstone of architectural storytelling. Designers use light to sculpt emotions, soft glows for intimacy, dynamic beams for drama, and daylight choreography to enhance natural rhythm. The interplay between light and shadow elevates even the simplest structures into poetic masterpieces. Open concept homes continue to dominate luxury design, but 2025 adds a refined twist. Spaces are visually connected yet functionally distinct, defined through subtle shifts in material or elevation. This design philosophy fosters social connection, spatial harmony, and an effortless sense of grandeur. Beyond form, luxury is deeply felt through tactile contrasts. Matte against gloss, rough stone beside silk curtains, warm wood with cool concrete. These combinations elevate sensory experience, turning every surface into a statement of character and refined taste, evoking a timeless sense of home. In 2025, luxury architecture doesn't sacrifice comfort for aesthetics. Heated floors, acoustic balance, and ergonomic layouts ensure well-being at every level. True opulence lies not in excess but in thoughtful attention to how spaces feel, designed to nurture relaxation and inspire productivity alike. Ancient concepts like courtyards are reimagined for modern life. These serene centers bring natural ventilation, daylight, and a peaceful retreat into the heart of luxury homes. They create a timeless dialogue between tradition and innovation, proof that great design transcends eras. While neutral palettes still reign, 2025 homes reintroduce bold accents, deep greens, bronze highlights, or sculptural red elements that break the monotony. Used sparingly, these touches inject vibrancy and individuality, creating memorable focal points that celebrate personality within architectural harmony. Seamless transition between interior and exterior remains a defining trait of modern luxury. Retractable walls, infinity pools, and outdoor living rooms extend daily life into nature. Every threshold becomes a moment of awe, inviting the landscape to become an essential part of the home's soul. Art and architecture merge beautifully in 2025. Sculptures, murals, and installations are now integrated into the building's design, not merely displayed. This fusion turns living spaces into immersive galleries, where creativity and structure exist in perfect equilibrium. Recycled glass, bamboo composites, and low-impact concrete have become the new icons of wealth. Luxury now celebrates ethics as much as aesthetics, embracing craftsmanship that honors both the artisan's hand and the planet's resources. It's a silent yet powerful statement of conscious living. bedrooms and bathrooms have evolved into personal sanctuaries of wellness. From spa-inspired showers to meditation nooks overlooking serene landscapes, these spaces emphasize restoration. Luxury is redefined as the ability to disconnect, recharge, and find stillness within your own architectural masterpiece. Architects are reclaiming the rooftop. Green terraces, solar panels, and rooftop lounges transform underused areas into stunning extensions of living space. These elevated designs not only add functionality, but also create breathtaking views that amplify the feeling of freedom and exclusivity. Architectural identity in 2025 celebrates cultural storytelling. Designers draw inspiration from heritage, craftsmanship, and regional patterns, translating them into modern geometry. The result: homes that are locally rooted yet globally admired, blending authenticity with forward-thinking design. Dynamic facades that adapt to weather, light, and privacy needs are redefining modern luxury. These smart skins breathe, shade, and protect the home automatically. They symbolize how technology and architecture are merging to create structures that are both responsive and alive. Beyond materials and technology, architecture in 2025 is deeply emotional. It shapes how we feel, think, and connect. From serene spaces that slow time to awe-inspiring structures that spark curiosity, each design reflects the profound relationship between human emotion and spatial experience. Homes are no longer static spaces, they're dynamic environments that engage all senses. Experiential design combines soundscapes, scent diffusion, and kinetic movement to create a living atmosphere. The home becomes not just a shelter, but an evolving narrative that adapts to its residents' lives. From Tokyo's serene courtyards to Dubai's futuristic villas and California's cliffside glass houses, global influences inspire 2025's architectural boldness. These masterpieces prove that luxury is a universal language, interpreted through culture, climate, and imagination, yet always connected by a shared pursuit of beauty. To live in a 2025 luxury home is to inhabit art itself. Every detail, from lighting to landscaping, tells a story of innovation and elegance. These residences redefine aspiration, offering not just comfort and style, but a daily experience of inspiration and creativity. Bold and breathtaking architecture in 2025 proves that the future of design is already here. It celebrates intelligence, artistry, and sustainability in equal measure. These homes remind us that luxury isn't about excess. It's about imagination, purpose, and living beautifully within a world shaped by vision.